and we really haven't been hearing his name like that and things. So I don't really think that he the top prospect when it comes to being a free agent. Like he ain't the top free agent and things. Then we have George Pickens, the number two wide receiver. I ain't gonna lie, with how he had in season he had in Dallas, he gonna be a top guy to go after. I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh try to go back after him, but because they ain't really got nobody as a wide receiver or anything. They got DK, but DK need help. Uh, who else could possibly go for him? You got New Orleans that could go for him. I don't see. I don't really see Atlanta going for him, but they should. That'd be nasty to have him down there. The Rams really don't need it. The Seahawks could go for him at the end of the season. That'd be nasty to see him over there. And I would say the Bears, but we already know the Bears ain't got the type of money for that. So moving along, number three, the center, Tyler Linderbaum. I ain't gonna lie, that could be decent right there. He should have somewhere to go. He's definitely a decent center. Definitely a captain of the linemen, pretty much is what they call. But as y'all can read here, what he brings, Linderbaum bomb has a tone-setting mentality on the interior of the front, using elite foot speed and body control to match pass rushers or climb to the second level in the run game. His pass block win rate of 97.2% tied for second among 31 qualifying centers this season. Yeah, he gonna get paid. I ain't even gonna lie. He was with Baltimore this last season. He probably end up being back with Baltimore. Daniel Jones is number four. Uh, I don't see them. I don't see Indianapolis letting him go simply because he got injured doesn't mean that he's not a top prospect for them or a top free agent for them. He's definitely gonna probably be back in Indianapolis. We have Jalen Phillips. If Philly don't go and re-sign this man, I'm telling you, Chicago Bears need to step it all the way up because he will definitely be help over in Chicago. I'm not no stun on that, no lie on that. He'll be help. What he brings with his long 6'5" frame, Phillips can play as both an edge setter and pocket disruptor. After being traded to the Eagles on November 3rd, he had 2 sacks and 27 pressures in coordinator Vic Fangio's system, flashing improved range to the ball. Over his 5-year career, Phillips has accounted for 28 sacks and 150 pressures. I feel the Phillip Rivers could end up coming to Chicago and doing something. Or not Phillip Rivers, I'm sorry, Jalen Phillips. That could be something decent, y'all. Y'all make sure that y'all be looking in tune for that right there, man. Number six, Alec Pierce. Didn't know that he was a free agent. Hey, look, this right here, that right here could be dangerous. He is a sneaky slot receiver. I'm not even gonna lie. Could go to the Ravens. Yeah, I was looking at the Ravens looking at him already and things like that. They definitely need it. They need receivers, honestly. Like to be honest, they need top notch receivers. The Alec Pierce as a slot receiver would be crazy. But they also need a number two. They really ain't got a number two over there, so he could end up going over there and being a number two. But he's like what? Six he's 6'3"? Man, I didn't know that he was 6'3". But he averaged the league's best 21.3 yards per catch this year. So whoever get him, they definitely will be paying him as well. He's looking for a big payout. I don't see him returning back to Indianapolis. Like who's that grad? Hey grad, you definitely made a big point right there. He definitely could be going to the Ravens, man. Brees Hall, running back, is a free agent this year. He will not return to the Jets unless the Jets pay him good. because that team is not going anywhere. Of course, you got individuals that want to win a ring, and I think that he's an individual that wants to win the ring. Like, he's 25 years old. Of course, he wants to get paid. He should be paid, but what team will he end up being at, yo? Like, honestly, what team needs this type of running back? He's a fluid mover with good contact balance and a vision to find daylight, and he brings a dual threat element to the backfield. Hall has 188 receptions in his career while averaging 90 total yards per game. 90 total yards per game. That's nasty, yo. He also has 87 rushes of 10 or more yards over 4 seasons, serving a three down back who can rattle off a big play. So I'm not gonna lie, Brees Hall is a every down situation type guy. If y'all was watching anything to do with the Jets this past season, y'all would know that he was catching the ball most of the time. Like, he wasn't doing a lot of running like that. He was definitely catching the ball. So with that part being said, y'all, man, hey, Brees Hall, who could he really go to though? Denver could use him. Denver don't really have a running back to set like that with J.K. Dobbins being injury prone and stuff. So that could end up being something right there. But I think they paying J.K. Dobbins way too much. Raiders just got their rookie running back that they putting everything on, so they probably don't pick up a running back like that. They should. They should, because Brees Hall being a third down running back like that and taking a little bit of edge off of that second year, he will be a second year. Jonty, that would definitely be nice to see him over there as well. But let's see where who else lost the running back, and we'll determine where Brees Hall could end up going. Yo, Gigi with the finger hearts. Appreciate that, Gigi. So to get more into it, let's keep going. You also have okay, here you go. We have Rasheed Walker. I don't know, man. This might be one that he might return to Green Bay. He has a 93.8 pass block win, and that's 11th out of 68 qualifying offensive tackles. But can he move left and right though? Can he be left tackle as well as being a right tackle? That's the thing to also be asking, which is the reason why I see him only returning to Green Bay. And Green Bay do have the money to give to him, so he could end up returning back to them. Edge rusher O'Dave Owa, from Los Angeles Chargers. He'll be 27, an explosive pass rusher who gets off the ball in a hurry. Owa can also flatten his path to maneuver around offensive tackles. After getting traded from the Ravens on October 7th, Owa had 7.5 sacks and 27 pressures in Los Angeles. Plus, he recorded 3 sacks in the team's wild card loss to the Patriots. All right. He was trying to make a statement right there. I'm not even gonna lie. I think that was just a statement. As I continue to look down this list right here, I don't really see no top tier running backs that's free agents, but except for Brees Hall. Brees Hall is the only one right now. Number 10, we have Braden Smith for Indianapolis Colts. Now he's definitely not returning to the Colts. I believe individuals that he was looking to go to were the Chargers, the Chiefs, and I think he said Detroit and things. If I could find that article where he made statements and things, I definitely make sure that I bring it to y'all. But he's supposed to be top 10. As far as free agents, he's definitely top 10. And we have John Franklin Myers, defensive lineman. Honestly, I'm not too sure if he should be a free agent. I think Denver should try their best to re-sign him, and I think they will try their best to re-sign him. But let's see how their money management goes. Franklin Myers lacks the lateral speed and bend to turn pressures into a bunch of sacks from edge alignments. But he's an active inside rusher who can play as a defensive tackle or five technique with his 6'4" 288-pound frame. He had 7.5 sacks and 23 pressures this season. Hey, that's definitely what's up right there. Alante Taylor, cornerback. Hey, you know how many individuals need cornerbacks, man? There's too many individuals out here that needs cornerbacks. And New Orleans, if they mess up and allow Taylor to go anywhere, that's gonna be a big, big, big problem because Taylor was. I'm not gonna say that he's a cutoff corner. He can't cut off half the field, but he was definitely active. But y'all can really hear Taylor's versatility and urgent play style show up on tape. He has the speed to cover receivers on the perimeter, but he can also play a disruptive role in the slot. In 4 seasons with the Saints, Taylor has 4 interceptions, 40 pass breakups, and 7 sacks. This is what I'm pretty much saying right here, though, with when it comes to Taylor, because I watched a lot of the Saints games and things, being the not a Saints fan, but simply because I had a buddy that played for the Saints and things, so that just got me watching the Saints more. I paid attention to Alante Taylor. Alante Taylor is definitely a cornerback that all 32 teams should want. Like honestly, they every 32 team should want. Will he get paid though? That's the question. He's a good slot corner, not bad, but I wouldn't have him as a 1 or 2 corner. You wouldn't have him. Hey, boss, Don, welcome in, man. I didn't even see you jump in, bro. You say you wouldn't have him as a 1 or 2 corner. It depends on what team that he's on, though. I'm not even gonna lie. It depends on what team that he's on because you got a lot of schemes where he should be maybe the number 2 corner, but that's probably it, just the number 2 corner. Like you said, having him as that number 1 corner, I probably wouldn't have him as the number 1, but definitely number 2. Once I said it before, he's not cut off. He won't cut off half the field, but he's definitely one of the individuals that will sit here and be a threat. Like you're gonna have to know that he's there because he's an individual. He's strong. He can pass the flat real good. He can knock the ball out of a player's hands real good. So he's definitely an individual that, like I said, all 32 teams, they definitely will be looking at him. He's gonna have options. He's definitely gonna have options. New Orleans, of course, they're gonna try to re-sign him and things, but if they don't get a chance to re-sign him, I'm not gonna lie, that defense is going downhill, and that's a big problem losing him. Quay Walker, linebacker from Green Bay. Hey, look, if you from Chicago, Detroit, or Minnesota, y'all should definitely know who Quay Walker is. Quay Walker was a big effing problem for us. I don't want to sit here and do too much. I ain't making 18 and plus on here, so I can't do too much. But he was definitely a big problem. Let's go ahead and read it to it. Walker's explosive trait, create playmaking upside. He can cover ground as a run and hit defender. Plus, he diagnosed the run game as a quicker rate in 2025, averaging 4 to 9 tackles on design rushes per game. That's 11th highest overall. Overall, Walker had 2.5 sacks, 8 tackles for a loss, and 4 pass breakups. Now, when we talked about linebackers, of course, we want to make sure that linebackers can tackle. Now, the only problem that I've noticed that he had against other teams was the fact that he's not really shedding blocks. He's not shedding blocks like that. But he's definitely, getting to the ball. He's definitely an individual. He knows plays. He gets in the right hole and everything. But when it comes to shedding blocks, he wasn't that good. I don't know why. Against NFC North play teams, he was doing great doing that. he was getting across everything. He was shedding blocks. He was getting to the quarterback, having pressures. He was getting to the running back, uh, possibly changing running backs' directions and things. He made a couple of tackles against the Bears that I know of. So it's like he against rivalries, he get cranked for that. Like every player should be, but he against Chicago and against Detroit, he was definitely like hyped up. I don't know, maybe it's because they looked over him a couple of years ago because these teams definitely looked over him. Number 14, we have Reich Woolen. I don't know too much about him and things like that. We will see this not this Sunday, but this upcoming Sunday. We will see how he do. If anybody do know about him and things, y'all definitely jump in. We'll find out from y'all. You know about Reek Trek Trek One. Is that how you say it? Trey 1K, Trey 1000. You know about Reek. If you know about Reek, man, go ahead and drop it up in there. Drop it up in the chat. I definitely sit here and read it out. He has 12 interceptions and 37 pass breakups so far in his fourth year career. So he's been around for 4 years and everything, so that's good. A lack of consistent eye discipline has prevented him from reaching his ceiling in coverage, but he has the physical trait and speed at 6'4" to help a defense major in man coverage and two deep zone. He got some flashes, the potential, and the athleticism. He just got to stay consistent. Okay, okay. So just like how they just said right here, yo, voices. Appreciate you stopping in, voices, man. Appreciate that daily check in. I ain't gonna lie though. Okay, so Reek seemed like he could be potential, but where would he be potential at though? Do I have a favorite team? My favorite team is the Chicago Bears, hometown Chicago. As y'all can see on this screen right here, number 15, it's Mike Evans, yo. Potentially top 15 corner. He's potentially a top 15 corner. Okay. Hey, what's your favorite team, Trey? So right here we got Mike Evans at number 15. Of course, y'all should already know he's coming from Tampa Bay. Will Tampa Bay pay him though? Y'all gotta understand this man. You said Cincinnati Bengals. Ooh. So how do you feel about Cincinnati possibly losing Trey Hendrickson? So I like what they say here. He's number 15, but listen to what they say. They say what he brings injuries limited Evans to 8 games this season, but he had topped the 1,000-yard receiving mark in 11 straight seasons entering the 2025 season. He's a classic boundary receiver with a 6'5" size and great ball skills. Evans can still get loose in the red zone and produce as a number two option. As a number two, you say you fine with it. To be honest, I don't want to pay an agent edge rusher with injury problems. See, and that's the reason why. So I want to say maybe a couple of weeks ago, not necessarily a month ago, but a couple of weeks ago, we was having like a discussion here. We was having a panel here, and we was talking about the free agency that we need, that Chicago need. Of course, you know everybody's talking about Max Crosby, you know trade for Max Crosby and things, but an individual had brought up Trey Hendrickson. And that's exactly what I said. Man, he's up there in the age. He's having injury problems. He's been injured for the last 2 years, right? Hey, appreciate you following things. But he's been injured for like the last 2 years. He had the injury this last year. He got injured at the end of the season 2 years ago. So it's like, what is the purpose of going to get this guy? Yeah, he missed majority of the season. I know he missed the majority of this season, and then last season he missed like the last 6 games. So it's like, man, I don't feel that Chicago should go get this guy. I don't feel that. And here they have him as number one. I'll go back up there. They have him at number one. He's number one. as a top edge rush or as the top 50 free agent. I never forgive this front office for letting Jesse Bates leave. Yeah, that was a mistake on them. That was definitely a mistake on them. Number 16, Jalen Watson, cornerback, Kansas City Chiefs. Ooh, should he go? Should he go or should he stay in Kansas City? Do Kansas City have the money to pay him? He's number 16, y'all. He's number 16. He's 27 years old once the 2026 season starts. Along with that, if y'all look right underneath this, it says Malik Willis, quarterback. If the Bears had picked one, who would you want them to get out of college this year? Honestly, that's a good question. Um, what is that defensive edge rusher from Indiana? I believe he's from, or the one that's from Clemson. Either one of those. I can't think of their names. I'll definitely make sure. Hey Trey, I'm gonna make sure that I pay attention to this because I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look at it. But that was definitely a good question right there, man. But I know for a fact the one is from Clemson. They did a scouting report on him. The Bears did a scouting report on him. Peter Woods from Clemson. I don't know Indiana. Yeah, Peter Woods. There you go. Peter Woods from Clemson. They did a scouting report on him. And I don't even think that he's gonna be around that long. He's probably gonna go number 5 if anything, depending on what trades be made and stuff. I don't. They haven't talked about any trades yet. So if anybody decided to trade back or trade up, he could be top 10. He could be top 15. I don't see the Bears getting the chance to get him. At number 17, top 50 free agent, we have Malik Willis at quarterback. Y'all already know what he did in Green Bay, looking real crazy out there and things. Got a Green Bay looking real good. Will he return to Green Bay? I feel that he could be a starting quarterback somewhere. And you know where I think that he should go? He should go to Pittsburgh, yo. He should go to Pittsburgh. Come on, man. Aaron Rodgers is not returning, man. Aaron Rodgers don't want to be there with McCarthy. Aaron Rodgers already had their chance with McCarthy. Green Bay not solid enough without some big moves. Hey, E-Rock, you're right. Green Bay definitely needs to make some big moves. And letting Malik Willis go is going to be a dumb move because they're going to need him as the backup quarterback if they're going to stick with Jordan Love. You got a hot take? Let me hear it. Jordan Love is not that guy, but I hope they get him some tools. Yeah, they got to get him some more tools. They need linemen. If they can work on their offensive line, they might actually be decent. Garrett Wilson on a better team is a top 7 receiver. Just top 7? Let's see. You got JJ. You got Jettas. Let's say it like that. You got Jettas. You got uh Chase. Who else? You got Mike Evans as anybody else would probably put it. I ain't gonna lie. I see Garrett Wilson is probably number 5. He's number 5 on my list. You've got Puka and JSN. But listen. I give you Puka, but JSN kind of had his breakout year this year. I want to see what he do next year before I put him there. And then you have Cortland Sutton, the number 28 in the league. So Cortland Sutton is on the wrong team. Honestly, he's on the wrong team. He needs to be on the team where he can get the ball a lot. He needs to be on a team like how you got CD over there with Dak in Dallas. You need to have Cortland on the team where he'll be like that. Wait, Holland, I just noticed. Oh, hold on. I just noticed. What you just noticed? Let me know what you just noticed. We just overly disrespected CD. Yeah, CD. I just said the same thing to myself when I said CD with Dak. I just said it, and I realized like, man, I ain't say CD. So yeah, you probably right. Top 7, top 7. I give you that. T.O. Shakur Stevenson. As far as boxing, I probably have to go. Hold on, wait. Let's talk about it, right? Because there's a difference in boxing. Are we talking boxing, or are we just talking about technique boxing. It's a difference though. Because if we talked about technique, I'm probably gonna have to go with Tio. But if we talk about boxing, then I'm gonna have to go with Shakur. You talk about who wins the fight tonight. Uh, I don't think Tio actually trained properly for tonight, so I think Shakur is gonna win this. I think Tio is gonna end up being winded. I don't know if y'all noticed or if y'all looked on it. They have it on ESPN. You can look on ESPN. His training. He really wasn't training like that. I don't know. He probably was just showing off for the camera, like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit. I'm not gonna give y'all a lot." But yeah, as far as how if you was to be watching that and how they went back and forth, it seemed like Stevenson is a little bit more ready instead of uh T.O. being ready. What's the best boxing match you'll want to see? Like both fighters in their primes, head to head. Both fighters in their prime, head to head. Probably. I think actually, I don't think Evander was in his prime, but it was one of them had to be Evander, and the other one probably would have to be Ali. Yeah, probably be something like that. Vanda and Ali. Tyson versus Money. Nah, I don't know about that one. Tyson in his prime, you know how crazy that would be? Like Tyson in his prime, he wasn't even fighting. He was just going out there taking out anger on people. That's what he was doing. He made sure individuals knew that they was too slow and he was just hitting people and it was just over with. It was lights out. People once people started feeling his power, it was just over with. People was just pretty much was like, yeah, I'm not finna sit here and 90% of those guys were done before the bell rang. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like trying to see two individuals at their primes. If you want to see individuals at their prime, that means that you want to see individuals actually going out there fighting. Watching Tyson at his prime, you're not watching anybody fight. You're gonna watch Tyson just knock somebody out. You're gonna watch Tyson just hit somebody, and that person realize like I can't get hit by this guy no more. So watching the Tyson fight, you already knew what it was gonna be with at his prime at least. Not gonna lie, I want to see Tank versus Shakur. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that'll ever happen. Dolph, what's going on, Dolph? How you feeling, Flipper? To move on though, Travis Etienne, running back. Okay, so here we go. I knew we had another top running back. They put him in the right spot. I probably would have dropped him down a little bit lower, but they definitely got him in the right spot as far as him being in the top 50 free agency. Will he help out a team? It depends on what team. That team cannot be run heavy because we know that he missed a fumbleitis. I think he had maybe 7 fumbles. It's goal line fumbles. 7 goal line fumbles over the past 4 seasons, 5 seasons. So he's not that type of running back that you can sit here and really rely on like that. In total, I want to say he has a total of 12 fumbles in total. So would y'all really want to see Travis Etienne go anywhere? Me personally, no. I say let him stay with Jacksonville, but Jacksonville don't have the money. They if they sign Travis Etienne, they gonna have to end up, not signing like for instance Devin Floyd. They won't be able to re-sign Devin Floyd. There's more individuals that should be on this list that's from Jacksonville that they won't be able to sign. Before Chris Olave took over there was the trio of Mike Thomas, Kamara, and Breeze. Oh yeah, it definitely was. You say Devin Floyd, he should be a future Bengal. You like Devin Floyd, huh? I ain't gonna lie, Devin Floyd, he's definitely a linebacker that brings pop. He recognizes plays. No, this is top 50. This only top 50. free agents, top 50 free agents. So Devin Floyd, he's definitely an individual that brings a lot of pop. He has play recognition. He's great in the zone too. Is it crazy to still believe in Justin Fields with the right team? Only with the right team. Isaiah likely he's not gonna be a free agent. Baltimore is gonna re-sign him. They got the money to re-sign him, so we ain't necessarily got to talk about him. But if he want to go somewhere that got money, then if he wants to talk crazy money, I ain't gonna lie, he's gonna leave. But I feel that he's gonna stay with Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens got the money to re-sign him as long as he's not talking crazy amount. Now to talk about what you said, do I believe to still believe in Justin Fields? You say likely at 20 is crazy. I know it's definitely Romeo Dobbs 21 at 21, Khalil Mack with his age at 22. There's other ones that's here, but we'll definitely get to them. I want to talk about this Justin Fields comment right here. Listen, if you got the right team and you got the right line, it'll help. Chicago didn't have the right line. They switched out coordinators, they switched out coaches, so he really couldn't learn playbooks like that. Then he went down there to Pittsburgh. First couple of games he did pretty well. He showed that he had potential in Pittsburgh, but they wanted Russell. So of course, knowing that you don't have that number one spot, it messed with his ego. Man, y'all, he has an ego problem. He dropped down to what, number 10 in the draft? He dropped down to the Bears. He dropped down to number 10, something like that in the draft. So he has an ego problem. He never wanted to be in Chicago. That was first and foremost. Second, when you when he was on Pittsburgh, he knew that he didn't have that starting spot. They just wanted Russell Wilson to come and play. So he really was like, I'm out of it. I don't want to be here. He chose to go to the Jets, right? He signed with the Jets. Why? You have the worst line there. You only have one receiver there. Your running back has to be your second receiver. That was not the best choice for him, and it made it seem like he didn't know what he was doing. It made it seem like he was the worst quarterback. So I say if he has the right line to be with, like I ain't gonna lie, if he was to go somewhere and be a backup quarterback, and let's say I would say Seattle, but we don't know where Seattle will be and how Seattle is gonna be. But if they stay in Seattle, if they stay a lot team, he could go to Seattle and you know probably bring them out of the trenches next year because they are going to be in the trenches. They're going to be the team that everybody wants to be. The Colts could have single-handedly rebuilt the Jets with all the picks they have. Yeah, they can. They definitely can. That's the crazy part. They definitely can. So, but that's definitely. I wanted to make sure that I let you know how I felt about with Justin Fields. Romeo Downs at 21. If he can stay from being injured, he should be higher. Yo, Bama boy, what's going on? But he's constantly injured, so I can't necessarily say that he should be higher than 21. Like I said, though, if he can stay on the field and stay from being injured, stay from having those concussions and things, he's going to be dangerous no matter where he goes. I don't know if he's going to stay in Green Bay because he's not the number one receiver there, even though he has the second highest targets over there. So he should, of course, Kraft had the most targets and he was injured. So that's the reason why he doesn't have that many targets over there. But at the end of the day, I feel he should stay with Green Bay. If he doesn't go back to Green Bay, he's probably going to be a Las Vegas Raider. Khalil Mack, edge runner at number 22. I ain't going to lie, the age for him, I probably would drop him down, maybe 26, 27, something like that. But he wants to return to Chicago Bears. He made that statement. He's coming back to Chicago. Look, see, Dolph, you already was typing it. He's definitely going to be an individual that for 1 year, and then he going to retire after that 1 year. I'm not even going to sit here and lie. He going to retire after that 1 year. But should Chicago Bears actually go and re-sign him? Yo, Foot on voices, man. I mean, foot on neck voices. I just now noticed these 20 roses, this one football helmet. I definitely appreciate you, man. Definitely appreciative of that. But yeah, so Khalil Mack though, should the Bears actually go get Khalil Mack? I'm not gonna say they shouldn't because they need an edge, but that edge, I mean that age right there, mm, and then at that you know that he's gonna retire after this year. I'm not sure about that. Now this is crazy to me. Cal Pitts Senior, tight end from Atlanta Falcons. He's 25 years old. He's just now really having his breakout seasons. Should he be a free agent or should they go and get and resign him to his max deals? Think Jeremiah Smith gonna live up to the hype? No. I'm gonna keep it simple. I ain't even gonna sit here and give you no, he's not. He's too flat he's too flashy. I'm gonna leave it like that. He's too flashy. And y'all end up seeing it. Y'all end up seeing it. He's like a opposite Carter. He's like an opposite Carter. Carter had those couple of games in Eagle as an Eagle, and it was like, okay, yeah, he's gonna live up to his hype. But once again, you gotta understand, you have ego, you have that money, you have you have too much that's going on where it's like, nah, he's not gonna live up to the hype. They be talking about him like he coming into the league, how Chase and Jettas did. They had a reason to though. He's good in college, but at the end of the day, he doesn't really show me that he hasn't shown me that he's gonna be consistent. Number 24, we have Kenneth Walker the third. We can stop talking about him. He's not gonna be a free agent. Seahawks is gonna resign him. They were already letting that be known. They want to bring him back, so he's gonna be back as a Seahawk. Brian Cook, safety. Do he stay as a say? I mean, do he stay with Kansas City or do he move on and possibly go to someone in NFC, specifically the NFC East team? I don't know if y'all get what I'm throwing out there, but I see him being in Dallas. If he don't go to Dallas, then he could end up going to Texas and being the Texan. But Dallas also don't have the type of money to pay for him like that. It just depends on how much that he's asking for. He's the top safety as far as free agent. He's the top safety as far as free agency. Then we all should know Rashid Shaheed. Of course, he's playing with Seattle right now. He has made a statement this year. So he's gonna be a pricey receiver. If y'all don't know him, of course, you know he got traded from New Orleans. Should he have gotten traded? No. But Shaheed can stretch defense vertically, plus he can turn screens or underneath throws into chunk plays. He also provides an upgrade on special teams, making a Pro Bowl this season as a fearless kick returner with open field speed. Shaheed has had 29 receptions of 20 or more yards in his 4-year career. Listen, whoever get him is gonna be paying that bag, and they're gonna have him for about 4 or 5 years. I'm not even gonna lie. That's gonna be the minimum. Minimum is 4 years. It's not gonna be no 1 year deals, no 2 year deals, none of that. It's gonna be 4, 5 years. So Mr. Von Crisson or Chesson, he's an edge rusher. Do he go back to New England? I feel that that'll be the best spot for him. He's not necessarily my top guy. I don't even feel that he should be top 28 or top 27 like how he is. But they got him up here. And honestly, it's just who all needs edge rushers. Of course, Vegas gonna need an edge rusher. New England gonna still need an edge rusher. The Bears possibly need an edge rusher. They can still got a lot talking and things like that. So there's still a lot going on when it comes to him and whether he or not he should return to New England. I feel that he should. That'd be the best spot for him. Juwan Jennings as wide receiver. He might actually return to San Francisco, man. He likes it in San Francisco. So as long as they can get in what they need over there. Javante Williams, he's gonna be a Dallas Cowboy. We already know how it goes with Dallas and their own players and when it comes to re-signing them. So Javante Williams definitely will be back as the Dallas Cowboy. Then you have boy, oh man, a boy Mafe. We gotta pay Williams. Yeah, they gonna have to pay Williams, but y'all should know how Jerry Jones do, man. And Jerry Jones wait for like the most longest time to sit here and be like, ah, yeah, we gonna pay you. But boy, Mafe, Seattle Seahawks, uh, he'll be back though. Honestly, before I say that, let's see what he does this year when it comes to this Super Bowl. But I think that he'll be back as a Seahawk. Number 31, Isaac Samalu. For Pittsburgh, I don't even think that they gonna attempt to give him what he wants. If y'all can see it right here, 10-year veteran, and I ain't even gonna lie, I feel that he's every game he play, he's getting slower and slower. They say he has the quickness to redirect defenders and the body control to wrestle back against power rushers. He had last year he won 97.3 pass rush. That was his rate. He was ranked second among 65 qualifying guards this season and had 76.9% run block wins. That was number 4. Now, if y'all ever paid attention to him before, he was number 1 in everything. When he came into the league, he was number 1 in everything. Like, you could not sit here and put any type of tackle up against him because it was pancake time when it came to him. He was the pancake guy. But he each year he's lost a step. He's stronger. He seems like he stays strong or he gets stronger, but I don't feel that he probably get that veterans max because he's on his way out, y'all. He's definitely on his way out. I don't see him necessarily going to a team that's possibly a playoff contention or Super Bowl contention, but if he do go somewhere, he's probably gonna get that veterans max. Reed Blankenship, with everything that's going on in Philly, I don't even see him wanting to return to Philly, even though he has had his best years there. I think he's had the top rated safety years there, as far as I know. So he can spin, he can spin to the post, but he's at his best in split field alignments, matching the seams and playing top down on the ball. With 9 interceptions over his 4 years with the Eagles, Blankenship makes plays from depth. Plus, he's a solid alley defender versus the run game. That's the only reason why I see a lot of teams sitting there looking at him is simply because of the run game. But I don't necessarily see him being a top 32 as they got him. Bless you. But Blankenship, he could definitely be a top safety in the right scenarios if you give him in the right schemes. I can see him being that type of safety that possibly 10 teams go for. Atlanta definitely been one of them. Zion Johnson from the Chargers, he's gonna be returning back to the Chargers. His agent already came out and said something already that he's not even gonna look at any other teams. He's gonna go back to the Chargers. Greg Newsom, the second, he's a cornerback from Jacksonville. I think this is the one that No Cheese Play was talking about. So they can either re-sign Etienne or they can re-sign Newsom. I don't think they're gonna re-sign Etienne, but I think they're gonna re-sign Newsom simply because Etienne he has that problem. Cowboys could use Blankenship. They could use Blankenship, but I don't think that they're gonna go that route. I don't think that there's another safety here. Forgot his name already. Brian Cook. That's what it was. Brian Cook. If Brian Cook be reasonable with his with asking for money, he's gonna be the one that goes to Dallas. Now, once again, Greg Newsom, like I said, uh, he's probably gonna return as a Jacksonville Jaguar. I don't feel that Jacksonville will get ETN, which means they'll have the money to rehire or re-sign Newsom. Connor McGovern, a center. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. As a Jags fan, we don't really need Newsom since we got Hunter back, so we should prioritize Lloyd. As far as I don't even know how to say this. Edster, Edster. So with the way that they have what is they cap they have a the cap this year, but gonna have to let go at least two of these guys. So do you sit here and prioritize ETN, which if you notice ETN he caused a lot of games this year, and then at that it put a lot of pressure on your quarterback, Mr. Lawrence. So do you all really want to sit there and say, hey, we're going to focus on ETN? Lloyd, I can understand Lloyd. I can give you that point on Lloyd. They could end up re-signing Lloyd and be like, hey, the other two could leave. But when you're looking at Greg Newsom, right, a lot of or a lot of teams are putting their top players in slot positions and things. Give me one moment. Yo, Gina, come on, man. Can you give me like 10 minutes? Come, stay from behind me with the noise. Don't, oh my God, man. Like, come on, man. I told you I was going to get on and then we'll finish. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. But yeah, I feel that Newsom probably might end up being a priority simply because of the fact that teams are putting players in slot positions that has speed or has the hands and things. And Greg Newsom, he was definitely great against a lot of teams. So when I say lockdown receivers, like you'll have to look at number one and number two before looking at whoever Greg was throwing to. But by the time that happened, the quarterback was either running or threw the ball already. So I feel that they could get Greg for a cheaper price than they can with Lloyd and ETN. That's the only reason why I feel that he could end up returning. Connor McGovern for the Bills, honestly, them with them promoting the offensive coordinator, I feel that he's gonna be. I'm sorry about that. I feel that he's gonna end up returning to the Bills. He already know the system. He's good with Josh Allen and everything, so he might end up returning. Same thing with David Edwards, guard. He could end up returning, even though they don't necessarily need him. They have three other right guards or left guards. I think they have three left guards. I'll sit here and check, but Edwards played option quarterback in basketball in high school, and you can see the light feet to redirect and pass direction, and effectively climb to the second level in his game. He has played his best football as a pro over the past couple of seasons, and his 95% pass block win rate in 2025 ranked 12th among 65 qualifying guards. So, reading into that, it's just more so, like I said, is bro, you reading like Jamal Charles at the draft. Look, you see what number I'm on? I'm on 36. And I still got 14 more to go. Sitting here, got a cup here and everything. That cup is empty. So, but as far as this guy goes, man, I don't. I think they have three other guards. I have to see which guards it was, but I believe it's three other guards that they said. Nah, hey, listen, man. You can say everything that you want to say, man. You can come out here, bring it out. I don't mind it, man. They have to draft Josh. They have to draft Josh Allen. What? I don't know what you're saying, man. I don't get what you said, bad Booker. But as far as did you watch the game, man? Hey, say it all, bro. Say it all. Have your fun, man. Have your fun. Mine don't matter. I'm just letting you know I'm out of water. Throat is definitely dry. Nashawn Wright. We already know Chicago Bears is not re-signing Nashawn Wright. They do not have the cap space. It's too many individuals that they looking at, and honestly, I think they said that he was the fourth priority, and that is crazy. To the Cowboys, 37. You say he going to the Cowboys? That's how you feel? Nation Wright gonna go straight to the Cowboys, huh? So yeah, I feel that he could end up going to any team that's willing to pay him. Cowboys, they definitely got the cap space and everything. So, oh, you saying that y'all drafted him? Okay, right. But Nation Wright, he could go anywhere right now. Um, the Jets is looking good for the Jets right now. It's looking good for Pittsburgh. It's looking good for Miami. I know Miami wanted him at a point in time, so there you go with that. Joey Bosa. Now Joey was definitely on coming off an injury. He's coming off an injury this year, so it's definitely gonna be one of the ones where it's like we gotta pay a close look on this. Where will he end up being? I don't think that he's gonna resign with Buffalo. He should resign with Buffalo and give them a chance to get to the Super Bowl. But is he's gonna? How will this injury play against him? Bosa has played in at least 14 games over the past two seasons after injuries limited him to a total of 13 games from 2022 to 2023, averaging 36.3 snaps per game for the Bills. He had 5 sacks, forced fumbles, and 42 pressures. Bosa should be viewed as a situational rusher who can still win with speed to power. His effort level also leads to production late in the play. Joy been coming off injuries for 6 years now. You ain't never lying. He's definitely injury prone. So who knows if Buffalo even want him back? Yeah. Who else we have here? We got Chick. Yeah, Titans re-signing him. Titans just got in trouble because they was talking to his agent. So Titans will be resigning him. Wandale Robinson, I believe he's returning back to the Giants, especially having a new head coach. So gotta definitely see what's going on there. Cam, safety for the Rams. I gotta look more to him like that. I haven't paid attention to Cam, so I can't necessarily tell y'all too much. Joel, hey Joel from Cincinnati. Where my Cincinnati guy at, man? He Trey. I ain't gonna lie. This is a big loss if they lose him. Cause Joel definitely was the one making sure the Burrow was straight. What was his win percentage? 96.4 on the pass block. So there you go. K Mays, Carolina. I believe he's looking into Tampa Bay. He's looking into Texas, and he's looking into Tennessee. So we don't know about that. Jaquan Brisker from the Bears. Hey, look, the Bears got four safeties that they got to possibly re-sign this year, and it doesn't look like Jaquan is top prospect right now for them. So he should be able to have his options. Don't know how that's gonna end up turning out, but I think they should re-sign him. But he's looking for a big payout. So then you got Leo from Kansas City. Yeah, you got Leo from Kansas City. So I got here late. Who's 1 through 5? So 1 through 5, man. You want me to go all the way back up? But I'll help you out, man. Number one, of course, was Trey Henderson. Number two was George Pickens. Number three, Tyler Linderbaum. Number four was Daniel Jones. Number five was Jalen Phillips. Number six was Alec Pierce. I ain't even gonna lie. With Daniel Jones, I don't feel that he's leaving Indianapolis. He might resign with them. You know, of course, he's coming off what is it, ACL or no? He's coming off the Achilles tear. He tore his Achilles, so I don't necessarily see him being a free agent. Indianapolis is gonna make sure that they definitely resign him and things. So you can actually move Alec Pierce and Jalen Phillips up. You say he coming back to Philly. You think Phillips gonna go back to Philly? He should. Philly should resign him, but I ain't gonna lie. I was hoping he'll come to Chicago. Joe Kill or Joe Cool say the Cowboys. Why you think the Cowboys? You can have Henderson, you got the cap space. We don't. Who got the cap space? Bears ain't got the cap space for Henderson. Trying to get back to our numbers. How much cap Bears got? Not enough. I think they're at maybe 36 right now. The Bears have to lose a lot of players this year just to make they cap. Trying to get everybody on the Cowboys. Hey, Joe Cool, man. I wish I could get everybody on the Bears. That'd be best for the Bears, right? Here's one that's crazy for me. Rico Dowdle, number 46. With what Rico did for Carolina, yo, that part. How could y'all sit here and let him go? You think it's possible that GP3 comes to the Falcons? Do I think it's possible? Nah, I don't think it's possible. 46 disrespectful too. Yeah, I know. Being number 46 and Carolina not even like Carolina should have did this before the season even ended. They should have been talked to him and made sure that his contract was signed way before it got too late. Like you said, being number 46. Ryder, you say why not? Honestly, I just think it's about I think it's about space. I think it's about depth. Not necessarily any money, not necessarily where they're gonna be at as far as coaching styles and things, but I just think as far as depth, they don't necessarily need it. They do. They don't necessarily need him, but they do. I'm mad at Dallas for letting Rico leave. They didn't respect Rico enough. Just like here, putting him at 46, they don't respect him enough. Yes, Hakeem, this is top 50 free agents. We're almost to the last one. We're at 46 now. Kobe Bryant, safety from Seattle Seahawks. Once again, we got to see how the rest of this year plays out. The next Sunday, we'll find out whether or not Kobe is the safety that we believe him to be. I don't necessarily see him asking for too much to return. Rico had a great start. If only he carried it through the whole season. But that's Carolina's fault. Carolina took that away from him once Chuba Hubbard became healthy. Hawks about to win by 13. You say 13 plus against that defense? I can say 10. I can't say 13 plus. You already passed she. Now White was not in the top 50. He wasn't in the top 50. The ones that just missed the top 50 is underneath. So don't forget about Kobe Dean, Kenneth Gainwell as running back, and Alex, the linebacker for Detroit. So as far as those that just missed it, I gotta look at the phone. That's too small over there. He's not even 55. Yeah, they don't even have Rashad White at 55. And honestly, that's because you got to look at between him and the other running back over there. I can't think of his name right now, but Tampa Bay, he wouldn't be a top 50. And plus, they are also adding in the fact of what other teams need. So that's why they didn't put him in there. Yeah, he don't get much touches compared to Bucky. Right, Bucky Irvin. That's what it is. He definitely don't get much touches when Bucky Irvin is healthy and things. Maybe on third down, maybe on passing situations or third and short situations, they throw him in there. But yeah, I don't see him being in the top 50 or the top 55. Plus, this top 50 is also stating what teams possibly need and the biggest losses to their teams. This isn't top 50, isn't like the best top 50 players. So I got the Patriots very gonna outcoach Seahawks. That's a big take, Hakeem. That's definitely a big take, man. I can't see the Seahawks coming out and doing too much wrong in this game. It's honestly gonna be about the defense. So you saying the Kobe Dean coming back to Philly, he ain't leaving his dogs. You, I don't see why he would. Yo, Jake, welcome in. I don't see why he wouldn't come back to Philly. He definitely should come back to Philly. So yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't. So that's a great take on that as well. So guys, that's what we have for the top 50 free agencies in the NFL. As more news come about, of course, we won't be able to talk about free agency until after March, but y'all should already know that I would definitely make sure that y'all get it. We're gonna move over to our NBA side real quick because we do have some NBA talks that we have to talk about here. And it is a big talk when it comes to this one right here. When you say I see Seahawks up something crazy like the Eagles were last Super Bowl, 40-6 in the fourth quarter. Nah, man, I don't see nothing like that. That's definitely going up there. Honestly, I don't even see this game going past 37, maybe 40 points total. And this all because defense, offense wins games, but defense wins championships. So when it comes to that part, you have the number one and number two defense in the playoffs going against each other. So I don't really see the score going outrageously that high. Cause 40-6, yeah, that's you talking about two top notch offenses last year. You have one top offense this year with the Seahawks, and then you got a top defense when you talk about the Patriots. So one of the two is gonna have to end up giving up something. It's either the Patriots going to be giving up to the Seahawks offense, or the Seahawks offense, no, not necessarily scoring on that defense. It's going to be a lot of field goals. I definitely could tell you that. Yeah, but the Patriots defense went up against a playoff Herbert with no O line, CJ Stroud, and Statham. I mean, yeah, you're definitely right on that. They definitely went up against a Herbert with no O line. You definitely right on that. What's his name getting injured and being out for the season. So I give you that point. That's a good point on that. CJ Stroud and Stidham. Yeah, we can't even put them in the same category and things like that as far as the Seahawks. But I'm not even necessarily talking just about playoffs when I look at the Patriots. When I look at Patriots, they were top defense in the playoffs, but they were top defense throughout the whole season as well. So that's why when I look at the Patriots, I don't necessarily see them giving up too much. Like I said, it definitely will be a lot of field goals in this game. So, but y'all make sure, hey, look, if y'all aren't following, make sure that y'all hit the follow button because we will have the Super Bowl here. We will be hosting the Super Bowl on this channel. And of course, this is where y'all can come talk y'all's talk, get hype for y'all teams and things, and we have fun as we sit here and watch the game with each other. So I appreciate y'all for being here now. So on this here we have some NBA talk. The 76ers George banned for 25 games for taking improper medication. Hey, look, they do not play when it comes to these players and PEDs or what is the other recovery medications, which is like the bear mace and all that stuff. Not bear mace, the dare bomb and all that stuff. They do not play with this, man. When I say that they gonna do some testing, they gonna definitely do some testing. And Paul George just got caught up 25 games. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all. These teams, this 76ers team right here, they just now started to get their band in. Like they started to bond together. And then I'm not gonna lie, it was looking good. I was rooting for 76ers in a lot of games. George was doing his thing as far as assists, rebounds, and he started to score. But, we see why he was looking good. He was taking these medications and things. So that's why it looked great, right? But yeah, he will be banned for 25 games. It will be back to the Tyrese Maxey and the Embiid show. Don't forget, the All Star break will be coming up 2 weeks. The All Star break will be coming up in 2 weeks. In next news, we have. No, it's not that one. I missed the news somewhere. Well, I could get it to y'all. I know exactly where it was at. So we're talking about Boston being without Tatum right here. The reason I'm bringing this up is because Ryan Clark had an interview with Tatum 2 days ago, and they talked about Tatum returning. Will it be a possibility for Tatum to return this season? And Tatum was just pretty much like, "Hey, with how everything is going right now, how the team is playing, and how my recovery is going, everything is just depends." And with that being said, it's just more so if he feel like returning, if the doctors clear him and he feel like this return will be best and he can have a good return, meaning like there will be no hiccups, he won't go down with another injury, then he'll return. Otherwise, he will not return this season. But Boston is making making it good. And I say if Boston is going to be in the playoffs, then he could end up doing possibly maybe 10 games or something where he can return. Yeah, I say he returned for possibly 10 games, easy games. Play the minutes that he needs to play and let it be that. Like he don't have to sit here and struggle with things. Boston pretty much they players been doing what they needed to do. When you talk about Peyton Pritchard, which he stepped up big this year, Derek White, he's been having an up season. His season has been going completely up, all the way from last year. His career has been going upwards. So and this year he's really having a great year this or great season this year. And of course, you got Brown. So Brown has put this team on his back. And why would you come and kind of, I don't want to say mess up this chemistry, but that's exactly what it is. Just making the chemistry discombobulated. So should he come back early? He's on track. He's on track to come back early. Should he come back early? I don't think that he should. Not necessarily. But if he feels that is right, if he feels and the doctor clears him and he's like, hey, I can go and I'm not worried about this, then okay, yeah, come back, but minimum restriction for sure. No more than 15 minutes. No more than that. And that's my opinion on that. But of course, I'm open to let you guys come through and give your own opinion. So everybody that's been in here, we will open it up to y'all right now and allow the panel to open up. So here it is, y'all. The panel is here. If you all would like to join, you can talk about anything that you want to talk about as far as NFL, NBA, as far as sports. We're only talking about sports, y'all. So y'all have y'all chance here. If y'all feel that I missed anything, y'all can bring it up right now. If y'all want to talk about anything NFL wise that we were talking about, I can bring it up on the screen and let you have your moment. But mind y'all, I will only be holding this up here for about another 20 minutes. So if y'all are not having, if I don't have anybody up here, then I definitely will take this down and we will end. But over on the tube side, we will be ending y'all on the tube side. So I thank y'all for being here and things. Y'all know how we end it. Bear down.